walijitolea kuwa na sisi. Nothing was more important than we in their family. They didn't get too busy out there getting money. They intentionally worked with us. Wow. They had an open forum where we could ask the questions we needed to ask. When it came to my brother was going to marry a certain girl, ebu tukae sisi wote tuone msichana ako aje. What are the qualities that we need to be looking out for? You know, and so we were all together in decisions that we needed to make in the family. Guess what? We learned a lot. The other thing I realized, and you realize I've said love, I've said life, but they also were the light to us. Walituonyesha njia. Because they knew the word of God, they were very intentional in showing us this is the way, this is not the way. The word of God was spoken every day in our family, and indeed we grew by it. One as few. And so when I stand here now, the second reason she called me was that I am at the master's level in parenting, which means that I have children and I have children of my children. Wow. I have 4 daughters, 2 of whom are married, and we have 5 grandchildren. So I have gained a lot of experience in the 35 years of my marriage. I have realized that these same principles that I saw and experienced and enjoyed growing up to where I am are what I need to apply to my children. So when one, for instance, got pregnant before she was married, you know, the temptation was, we sasa hapa tutaanzia wapi? But God invited me to the 3 L's. Stick close, usimwache. Invited me to love unconditionally, mushikilie. And invited me to light. Don't keep quiet and watch her go down. Show her the way. And that is what I did. And today they stand as women of God. Wow. who are doing well in parenting their own children. Wow. Wonderful, and that God is so faithful. I also think she invited me because I happened to lead an organization that is called Teen Challenge Kenya that helps men and women out of addiction to drugs, alcohol, and other life-controlling issues. And you know, as I listen to the story of the men and women who come into our centers, many of them, it came from the parents. It started to go down at the parental level. Yeah. How? Because of a statement that was made. A parent who was too quick with administering discipline communicated instead of love and care, caused them to think, hapa sipendwi. Sasa nitafuta usaidizi wapi. And you find one after the other, they lost the thread. And the children or the young people then began a journey out of the place of aligning to God, to seeking to cope in the situations they were going through alcohol and drugs. We have a book that we are selling that has all the stories and that will help you understand how we do what we do. But I want to finish my short response to build these ones who have been given to my care. I am merely a custodian of this reward, of this inheritance that has been given to me by the Lord. I need to stay close to God for the wisdom I need in order to do what I need to do. When I heard your children's names, I said, my goodness, this is where it begins. Yeah. Pendo, Tele, Hekima, Jasiri. Yes. Hapo ndio inaanza. Mizizi lazima ianze hapo. We must begin by giving them names that will build them up well. Foundation issues. When we think about where we take them to school, it's not about the high-class school. My sister and I were talking about a school here in Nairobi that you, as a parent, you think, nikipeleka mtoto wangu pale. That is it. They will succeed automatically. I remember my own daughter getting a scholarship to Brookhouse, and I think to myself, wow, that is the place that anybody wants to take their child. Yeah. But in some of these schools, that is where the deepest holes are. Yes. These holes we are talking of closing, that is where they are. I pray the Lord will help us receive His word for what we should do with our children, because it takes a wisdom from him. May the Lord help us in this estate, in this time, to play our role, because we may not be able to do everything, lakini ile tunaweza kufanya, wacha na tufanye, and not in our own wisdom, but the wisdom that comes from the Lord. May the Lord help us as we celebrate the launch of this ministry. We are committed to walking with you, my sister, because indeed the Lord has got something he wants to do through this vehicle that he has created. God bless you.